Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back or welcome to the channel. Psycho here again with another pickups video, and it gets crazy. We'll just put it that way. There's been some killer deals, and what I would consider probably another mid-tier Grail for the NES. So, with that being said, hit the subscribe button if you feel so inclined. Leave a comment on the video. I want to know what you guys have as far as like what you would consider grails or even your favorite games or latest pickups or whatever we want to talk about as far as like games go or whatever. I don't get a whole lot of comments. Sometimes there's a few, but I want more interaction with the audience. I think it's really cool to share stories and cool finds and stuff like that. And hit the bell notification so that you know when I am posting new stuff. I don't have a ton of stuff, but I did find some pretty killer deals. And like I said, there's a couple that are top shelf items that I'm pretty stoked to have. But I'm gonna jump right in. I think I covered all the bases as far as promoting. Well, you guys know how YouTube works, so do all the stuff on the keyboard. Anyway, we're gonna jump right into it. I got a PS3 lot. Um, did $40 worth of trade, so there was not even no cash change hands. So this was just a $40 trade for some items that I wasn't too concerned with having anymore, and I think I came out on top of the deal anyway. But it's a decent stack. I think there's 19 games here. 18 of them are PS3, and for whatever reason, one of them is like a oddball like sports game for the PS4 that was in there, but that's fine. I don't mind. So jumping right in, here is the PS3 lot that I grabbed, and there's actually a cup. I grabbed this one. Look, I'm stuttering. I grabbed this because there was a game in there that I saw that I know had a couple of dollars in value to it, but there was some actual surprises in here, so it's pretty crazy. But starting right away, this was what was in there as MLB The Show 20 for the PS4. And I don't already have this. It came in this case, and it's in bad shape. So, oh, you can look. You can actually see it. So I probably think this doesn't even work, but I don't. I don't care honestly. I mean, it's just one little bum thing, and what I would consider a stellar deal for $40. Up next, we got Grand Theft Auto 4, the greatest hits version, which actually has a couple of. It's worth a few dollars. I mean, it's not worthless, that's for sure. And besides, Grand Theft Auto 4 is amazing. And excuse me, and this has everything here, so it's all there. Aside from like the GameStop stickers on these, that's it. I can't believe even this lot. And Grand Theft Auto 4 is a banger, and that's what we're starting with. No, I didn't put these in any specific order, so it's not like I will show you the best game that I think was in this lot last, but they're not in any particular order from like worst to best or anything. So next in that lot was Dragon Age Origins, which I don't have. Well, I mean I do now, and that is also complete. And there's the back for that. I don't know why I show the backs. So I just try to show the whole packaging. And then here's an expansion pack for Dragon Age Origins called Awakening. I didn't know that the expansions came physical. So, I mean, that's cool to have. And it is also complete. So we had a Dragon Age fan here. That's for sure. And then there was a copy of BioShock in there. Now this is, I believe, my third copy of the original BioShock. Because I think I have it on PS3 already. And I know BioShock 2 on PS3. And I also have BioShock, the original one for the 360 also. But yes, it is all in there. And I don't know, probably a few months ago now, but I recently went through all three BioShock games in a row. And all three of them are fantastic. If there's anybody out there watching this who has never played BioShock, you cannot go wrong with any of the three of the games. Part 2, most people say, is the weakest one, and I mean, I guess I agree with that, but it's not weak. It's still good. It's just not the best one in the franchise. 1 and 3, not 3, but Infinite are it's just crazy good. So yeah, if you've never played Bioshock, start with the first one, and it is awesome. Next game is arguably, from at least what I've been told by others, is the worst PlayStation 3 game ever. But it was in this lot, and it's worth about $20. So, and I've never played it or owned it, but I have heard that it's really bad. I remember the reviews being bad when it came out, but it is a copy of Ride to Hell. What is this called? Ride to Hell Retribution for the PS3. Even just looking at the screenshots on the back, it even looks bad just on the case. So, but it's all here, and yeah, I mean. And I don't usually, but this is not bad either. I hadn't looked at it yet. I don't really see this game around that often. So to see it in this lot, that's pretty cool. One of the worst, from what I've heard, one of the worst PS3 games ever. What do you guys think? Is this one of the worst PS3 games of all time? Have you even played it? Next, this is a game that I also discovered was worth, I think it was $20, maybe a few dollars more. I don't recall now. It's on my price charting app. I put it on there. But it is the signature edition of Dragon Age 2 for the PS3. I've never seen this particular edition of the game, but it's all there. And there's the back. So that's pretty cool. And I kind of like that artwork on the front. I'm digging it. I think I played Dragon Age Origins for like an hour or two once, and I never went back. It wasn't bad. I just went and I played. I was all over the map at the time, just playing whatever I could, not finishing anything, deciding I didn't want to play that halfway through or an hour or two in, and then moving on to something else. Up next is a copy, and I just did that. I don't know why I did it twice, of Turok for the PS3. I think I can honestly say I have never played a Turok game. Not on any of the newer gen consoles, not when it was on the N64. I have never played Turok. But it is complete. Oh, jeez. Try not to break it. It's all here. And so, yeah, cool. Turok. Up next is another really, really good game. I think this one was probably $20 also when I looked it up. But it is the greatest hits version of Grand Theft Auto Episodes from Liberty City. And I'll tell you what, I think, if I'm not mistaken, yes, it is. This has The Lost and the Damned on it and The Ballad of Gay Tony. The Ballad of Gay Tony was the better expansion, but don't let that deter you from trying The Lost and the Damned, because that also was fantastic. So that's cool to have. This is amazing. It's a Grand Theft Auto, it's a Rockstar game, so you know that it is. But yeah, the stories in both of these are pretty good. But I will give the edge to The Ballad of Gay Tony. But that was in the lot too. 2 Grand Theft Auto games. Like I said, the worst PS3 game of all time. And where are we at? I actually had this on the 360 already, but whatever, it was in here. And this game is also fantastic. It is Far Cry 3. Look at Voss there. Amazing game. I really enjoyed this one. I enjoyed 3, 4, and 5. I have not tried 6 yet. But I'd have to give the edge to 5, only because I like the idea of like the crazy religious cult. I don't know why, but as opposed to like some kind of crazy military guy bent on world destruction or whatever, like the cult, it is just really eerie, you know. I don't remember the cult's name or the guy's name that ran it in Far Cry 5, but it's creepy, and it was good, and the guy nailed the part. But anyway, I'm rambling on about Far Cry now. Far Cry 3, and I don't think I opened this either. But yeah, that's all there too. So stoked to have almost all of these already. Like I'm like, okay, this I believe I have on the 360 also, but it was in here, so I guess it is now mine. It is a copy of Rage for the PS3, the Anarchy Edition, which is the only edition I think I've ever seen of this game, so I'm not even real sure why that makes it any different or special than the others, but it is all here. What else? What's next? This, another good title. I think this one might have been $15 or $20 also. It is the God of War collection for the PS3. Um, it has God of War 1 and 2. Fun fact about me, I've only played the original God of War for maybe 30 minutes. And I played the God of War reboot, which I borrowed from my friend Justin, and for whatever reason, he's never come to get it back. It's on the shelf over there. I only played that for maybe an hour, and I just never went back to it. I don't hate the God of War franchise. I have no problem with it. I just never sat and gave it the time that it deserved. But I'm happy to have this because I didn't already. And also another complete one. So that's cool. God of War collection for the PS3. Next, we were just talking about this franchise. And here's another crazy madman bent on world domination in the limited edition version of Far Cry 4. Which this game is also fantastic. That's another thing. I mean, there's not a lot of... I mean, there's some stuff that has a little bit of value here. But, I mean, if you follow the channel, you know that's... I mean, I like finding the valuable stuff, but it's not to flip or anything. I just put it in the collection. But even the stuff that's not like crazy valuable. There's nothing in here that's crazy valuable, but I mean like stuff that doesn't have value or that's like cheap at the store or whatever is still fire games. Like this is not an expensive game, but it is a fire game. So I think almost this entire PS3 line is all super quality titles. But the Far Cry 4, that's also complete. I mean that code is probably used already, but I beat Far Cry 4 when it first came out. So what is next? This one's kind of a bummer, but whatever. I'll throw it in the collection. It is a copy of Sports Champion. I think you need the Move. Yes, you need the PlayStation Move, which I do not have. But I don't think that I would probably put this on anyway. So, for what it's worth, it is complete. But yeah, so, I mean, this is probably one of the few titles in this lot that I was like, okay, this is just here. But I didn't have it, and now it's in the collection, so... I'm okay with that. This game, I think I also have about 3 copies of. I think I have this on the PS3 already and the Xbox One. Or not the PS3, I'm sorry, the PS4. I have the PS4 version, the Xbox One version, and now the PS3 version. I love this franchise, and I've talked about it extensively on here when I did show other games in the franchise, but his copy of The Evil Within. Shinji Mikami's game, the games that he was doing before he did Ghostwire Tokyo, which I have not played. But it didn't get my attention as much as when I first saw the trailers for The Evil Within before it came out. And then when they announced The Evil Within 2, I was so stoked. And yeah, both of them, I can't say which one is better because they are both bizarre and disturbing and great. Like, if you're a horror fan and you've never tried The Evil Within, I definitely highly recommend The Evil Within. And it is also complete. And I believe in this game on the 360... I unlocked every single achievement except for beat it in Akumu mode, which was, I think, pitch dark. You had to be able to beat no, it wasn't pitch dark. I think it was one-hit kills, and you had to play the whole game in one sitting. I'm not 100% on that, but I think it was you die in one hit and you have to play through the whole game in one sitting. And I think the other stipulation, which sounds crazy, was I think if you died anywhere in the game, they sent you all the way back to the beginning and you had to start over. And imagine that you get hit one time, and then you have to start the whole game over. It's like, what the hell is this, Fester's Quest? Shameless plug. I did a walkthrough of that game last week, and it is posted on here too. So if you've never beaten Fester's Quest and want to know where everything is and how to get through it, check that video out. Okay. This game here, unfortunately, is missing the manual. But without the manual, it's I think 20. With the manual, which I'm sure I could probably find one. If any of you out there that from around Wichita or whatever have one, and let me know, and I'll see if I can grab it from you. But if I had the manual, this would be worth $30, and I did not know that. But that's cool. It is Guitar Hero Live. I'm not sure why it's still worth that much. Or, you know what? Maybe this game didn't come with a manual because it looks like they printed all the stuff in the case. So, guys out there watching this video, can you tell me if there was actually some kind of insert or manual that goes with this? Or is this printed stuff on the inside cover represent the manual? So, is this complete? Because if it is, $30. That was a pleasant surprise. I've never played a Guitar Hero game. I have never played a Rock Band game. I don't hate them. It's just that I've always been in the mindset that if I felt like playing guitar, I will just actually play guitar. I don't hate the games. I think they'd probably be a lot of fun, especially with other people. I don't think it would be a game I'd get into solo, but having fun with some friends would be pretty cool. So yeah, I know they've been around for ages, but you guys share with me like some crazy moments that you guys may have had with your friends playing Rock Band, or let me know how great it is, because I'm sure it is. Okay, what is next? Oh, so now I have 2 copies of this. We talked about this earlier too, BioShock 2. Yeah, guys, this lot. I mean, Guitar Hero, the BioShock franchise was huge. 2 GTA games, 2 Far Cry games, a God of War collection, and 3 Dragon Age games. And then, I mean, quality stuff for real. I did not hate getting this lot of games. But there it is. It is also complete. The only game that's not complete is the Guitar Hero. And like I said, I think it might be. I'm curious now. I'm curious. But this one is also amazing, guys. And the artwork on the front of the cases for all of these games is so good. This is the one where you play as the Big Daddy. And fun fact about my playthroughs of BioShock 1 and 2, I did not harvest even one little sister. I saved all of them. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, they give you Adam, and, you know, that's how you get your upgrades and stuff. It's like, no, if you don't kill them or harvest them, after you save so many, they have a drop-off at one of the inventory things that gives you Adam and other bonuses and stuff like that. So it is very doable to get through the game without harvesting them. I just think, I don't know because I've never done a run without harvesting them. I just think it's a thing of like, if you do harvest them, you're just like super powerful probably towards the end of the game. I'm not sure. The last 2 in this game, in this PS3 lot, are bangers too. Dude, I mean, I already have this, but I can't say enough good things about this. It's a copy of the original The Last of Us. Naughty Dog I wouldn't say knocked it out of the park, but like, it's not even in the radius of the park anymore. The Last of Us franchise, both the games are 10 out of 10s. Now, I've heard some stuff about the remake for they're officially calling it The Last of Us Part 1. I've heard that it doesn't hold up, but I mean, who cares? Play it on your PS3. I mean, they did, I think, a remake of it on the PS4 too, so you don't have to go and spend a ton of money to get it on your shiny new PS5. Just play the old version. And it's still really good. The Last of Us is amazing. And The Last of Us Part 2 was even better. If there's like the one person out there that's watching this, because it's literally probably only a handful of people that haven't played this, if you are one of those people, after watching this video, go play The Last of Us. And this is complete. I sound like a Sony salesman here. But like I said, guys, $40 for all these PS3 games. And they're all really, they're bangers. I like them. This is a fire lot, and I'm happy that I got it. And the last one that was in here is the one that I saw, and I was like, oh, yeah, I got to try to get this. This one is what made the whole lot worth it just in the one game, because I think that this game right now is sitting at $47, and I traded $40 worth of stuff for all of these. So, and that game is Silent Hill Downpour. I think this is the only Silent Hill... Oh, no. I have the Silent Hill game that was on the Xbox. I can't remember... Or the 360. I can't remember what it's called now, but it's over there on the shelf. Silent Hill Origins? I don't know. That's not right. But also I've heard that that's like a really weak entry. And I've also heard from a guy that's a big Silent Hill fan that this is like a really bad one too. One of the bad ones. So I probably didn't get like the best Silent Hill, but I know that for whatever reason the Silent Hill games do hold their value. And yes, this is complete too. And yeah, I was excited. This whole PS3 lot is just complete fire. Really, really good stuff. Silent Hill Downpour, guys. $40 for all of these. Okay, and now, oh man, it's gonna get even crazier. If you're a retro game collector or a fan of watching this stuff, it's gonna get pretty freaking nuts here in the next couple of minutes. Um, I got the rest are cartridges. I got NES games, and I have a couple of Super Nintendo games. And yeah, okay. So I'm gonna show the only box game that I got. This was in a deal I did with Carlos a few weeks ago. I think it was like the day after I made my last video. But it is a complete in-box copy, and it's a little beat up, but that's okay. I don't see this game around, even loose, so to have it with the box is pretty cool. And I might give this a shot, too. But it is a copy of Civilization, which I didn't even realize. Yeah, I know, I see it. It's not in the best shape box-wise, but it is all here. And, like I said, I don't really see the game around even loose. So there's the manual. It's here. It doesn't have the dust sleeve, and the cardboard tray is kind of falling apart a little bit. But the actual cart is in pretty decent shape. But yeah, guys, Civilization for the Super Nintendo. I, for whatever reason, didn't realize that Civilization came out on the Super Nintendo. I always was under the assumption that until the more recent entries that it was PC exclusive. But I guess what do I know? But, to be fair, back in the 90s, I was, like a teenager, so I wasn't looking to play strategy sims or, like, whatever. I had SimCity, but now I'm definitely interested to give this a try, if I'm being totally honest. Now, if I can only figure out how to put the manual back in here. But yeah, and the manual's pretty big too, so I'm guessing that this is probably a game that I'm going to have to sit down and really focus on while playing it, so I know what the heck is going on. And probably keep the manual handy also. But yeah, guys, it took me a second there. I had to ramble so that I could buy time to put the game away. But there it is, Sid Meier's Civilization for the Super Nintendo. Cool find. Okay, now I have a couple of Nintendo games here, and these are not the crazy ones, but these are ones that I just remembered as a kid or wanted to give a try, so I picked them up, and they're not expensive by any means. This one I got today. I threw it on, and oh my god, the arcade version was so much better for this, but it is a copy of Bad Dudes for the NES. What were they thinking? I mean, your guy moves around like he's got glue on his feet. The hitboxes on the enemies, like, they were phasing right through my guy. I was taking hits by everyone. Like, how do you even play this game? The arcade version was so fun, I remember. But whatever, nonetheless, it's in the collection now. Bad Dudes for the NES. What's next? Okay, we'll put that there. I picked this up last week from the Trade Post. I, for whatever reason, didn't have it in the collection already. And I remember playing this as a kid and this game being pretty hard, but now that I'm older and have a better understanding of, like, the narrative and what's going on and able to figure out things a little easier, I'll probably go back to it. But it is a copy of Rygar for the NES. And there's the label. It's in pretty decent shape, and it wasn't that expensive. So I didn't mind adding it to the collection. Fun fact that I did not know, the guy that sold this to me, Riley, who I've mentioned on this channel before, told me that this is a religious game. I had no idea. Up next, this is another game I got from Carlos with that Civilization. I showed the original, or not the original one, but the one without Mike Tyson on the last video. So now I have both of them loose. But it is a decent copy of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, which for whatever reason is, like, kind of expensive. I don't remember, I mean, not crazy expensive, but, probably like $40, $50, I think. I haven't checked it in a minute, but yeah, I don't understand. Maybe because it's got Mike Tyson? I don't know. But I love this game. I never finish it because I can't beat Tyson / Mr. Dream. But I can get to him, but I just can't beat him. And then here's a game that I got from DK Oldies. Some of their stuff is a little pricier than it should be, but this game was relatively cheap, and I kind of been watching their TikTok reels because they do unboxings of stuff that people send them. And the guys are pretty likable, so I didn't mind throwing them a little bit of support. I'd probably order from them again pretty soon. But I got this for $19, which is about the going rate. But I wanted to pick it up because I didn't see it around, and I just happened to be on their website browsing around and saw it, and I was like, oh, I'm grabbing that. But yeah, I'm gonna have to get on this one too. It is a copy of Ninja Gaiden 2. What's this one called? The Dark Sword of Chaos. More Ninja Gaiden fun. I have not played this, but I will get to it and hopefully become decent at it like I am the first one. So when I saw this for $20, yeah, it's about what it's worth. So I didn't get a crazy deal or anything, but $20 isn't breaking the bank for Ninja Gaiden 2. So I don't hate that. Happy to have that in the collection. Now I'm gonna have to get 3, which yeah. Okay. And then there's okay. So there was a lady who posted on Marketplace a Super Nintendo with 12 games for $200. And when I scrolled over to the next picture and seen the games, it was well worth $200 for that lot. I didn't want everything there. I mean, I could have grabbed it and probably kept what I wanted and flipped the rest and made my money back. But I'm not a reseller. I just want stuff for my collection. I only get rid of stuff if it's a spare, or I very rarely get rid of anything. But so I look through the games, and I'm actually lying, because one of the games that I picked up, I already have CIB, but I picked it up just so that I would have maybe some trade leverage. My intention is not really ever to sell, but I always try to flip, for other games that I don't have, for stuff that, that's my intention. It's never to make a buck, not until later down the line when, I'm gone and my kids are going to inherit this, and then that'll be on them, whatever they want to do with it. But for me, I'm having a blast collecting this stuff now. And I'm not really a reseller. I'm getting off script here. So the lady had the 12 games, and oh my goodness, there was some good stuff there. So I got 3 of them because I asked her, I was like, hey, I don't really need all this. Can I buy individual games? And she said, sure. And for whatever reason, I can't believe that nobody grabbed this. But I picked out 3 games, and she charged me $40. That's fine. And the games and they're Super Nintendo games. I think I said that, though. Yeah, of course I did, because I talked about the Super Nintendo a lot. It is the player's choice version of it, but it is a copy of Super Mario All-Stars. And this is the one that I have complete in box already. I don't have the player's choice version. I have the original. But yeah, I'll probably see if maybe I can trade for something that I don't have. This is a solid $25 title right here. Charge me 10. And the next one, and these 2 games are crazy, and I'm more excited to have them simply because I wanted them in my collection to play. But the deal I got, for whatever reason, the next game she charged 24. I got the 3 games. This one that I'm about to show, she charged 24, and the other 2 were 10 apiece. It made no sense. I don't know how she came up with this, but it was fine. It's okay. It is what it is. But the next game, and it is a really, really clean copy. Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. This is what she wanted 20 for. This game is charting for, right now, I think, $33.53. So $20 is still a hell of a deal for this. And this game is awesome. So yeah, Yoshi's Island and Mario Kart 20. Okay, so I paid 40. So 25 and 33. We're already doing okay. You know what I mean? And then the final game. This was the one that I was most excited for. I've been looking for it forever, and I've seen it loose a few times, but at price charting prices. And I mean, eventually I would have grabbed it, but I was holding out to find it cheap, and I did. $10, guys. $10 for a very nice copy, and I've actually been actively playing this. Super Metroid. $10. So 10 for All Stars, 20 for Yoshi's Island, 10 for Super Metroid. Those are the 3 games I grabbed from her. And there was still, decent titles there that I left, but Yeah, I get it. Probably a lot of the people who were interested in the lot who saw the picture asked about those three. I guarantee it. And just like, oh, no, those ones sold. But yeah, I don't remember. I think the listing had been posted for a few hours before I had seen it. And for whatever reason, nobody. I mean, guys, if you're a game hunter or a game collector and you like the hobby and stuff, I always do that. If there's something I want and you know, I don't want everything there, I always ask if they'll piece it out. And I'd say probably 95% of the time they've done it. So, Super Metroid, Yoshi's Island, Super Mario World 2, and Super Mario All Stars for $40. I think Super Metroid right now is at $65. So 65, 33, and 25. You do the math on that. And the PS3 lot I totaled out, and that was, I think, just over $274. $40. Okay, this is a decent title. This was in that lot with Civilization and the other game that I got from Carlos. Oh, the Mike Tyson's Punch Out. This game I think is going for about 137 right now, and this is another game that I'm actively playing. It is a copy of, and I'm glad to have it, Ghost Lion for the NES. And it reminds me a lot of Dragon Warrior and the RPGs of that time, but it's fun. I don't hate this game, and I have been playing it, and I think I'm getting close to the end. But it is a little pricey. I mean, so if you're not trying to go that route, then do the, you know, emulators or whatever. But if you've never played Ghost Lion, you're a fan of NES era RPGs, it's worth the play. It really is. So yeah, excited to have this in the collection. Like I said, I think this is almost at like $138 for this. And then I have two more games to show. One is what I would consider a Grail because it's a game that I never thought I would have. And I'm a super giant fan of this franchise, so it's even more of a reason to be excited for me. I got these two games at the same time. I'm going to show the lesser of the two first. But it is a copy of Mega Man X. I used to have this complete in box in the first collection. I obviously don't have that collection anymore, but I got this along with this other crazy game for a good deal. I'm not to disclose the prices on the super high end stuff, but just know that I do know that, you know, I know the prices, and I know that it was still a deal. You know what I mean? It's not like I went blind going like, oh man, just throwing, you know, wads of money or whatever. But yeah, Mega Man X was in that. I have Mega Man X3 box and cart only. I need the manual, which is just under $300 just for the instructions for that game. So now I also need X2, which I think is probably over another $200 cartridge. But I have X 1 and 3 now. So happy to add that into the collection. And then, guys, the final game. Oh my! I can't believe I have this. This is another Jetsons, Cogswell, Capers level game tier like that. I was super stoked to have that, but I'm even more excited to have this because this is a franchise that I love, and I literally never thought I would ever find this game. It is a copy of I drum roll whatever. A copy of Mighty Final Fight. That is insane. I mean, this is I think it's going for $290 right now. If you have the box and manual, it's over $1,000. But guys, and this is a very clean copy. I was actually playing this today. It's really nice. You can tell no one stuck any stickers on it. Or I mean, if they did, the guy that I got it from cleaned it up, and he did a good job because it's a nice cart. There's no, you know, not even any label wear or anything like that. And he took board pics, so I saw that it was authentic. It's real. But guys, you don't come across this. And for whatever reason, in the past, I'd say year, I've been coming across crazy stuff. So I mean, it's still out there. It's still out there, guys. These deals have been insane the past couple of weeks. But, you know, the Super Metroid, Mighty Final Fight, I mean, it's just been like Christmas around here for me. Like when you're a kid. Uh, that's it, guys. But I mean, like, Mighty Final Fight. Right, if you're, you know what, and it kind of plays like Double Dragon. I mean, it's obviously not as good as the Super Nintendo version, but I don't hate this. Everybody's like little chibi versions of the original characters, and Final Fight was popular on the Super Nintendo. So before the NES took its last breaths, I guess they decided that they were going to port a version of Mighty Final or of Final Fight to the NES, and this is what they came out with, and. If I'm being completely honest, this is the only time I have ever seen this game in person. Until I owned it, this was just like a pipe dream. And I'm gonna probably go back and play this. I'm actively playing right now the Super Metroid. This I played today, and I'm still working through Ghostline. So I am playing these games, guys. It's not like they're just sitting on the shelf. But when they are just sitting on the shelf, boy, are they fun to look at. But I'm gonna get this bad boy back in his box right away. I think the Jetsons game is worth a little more than this, but more high-end NES games, guys. We're still finding stuff like that. Mighty Final Fight. That's all I gotta say. And with that being said, guys, like I said, like, follow, subscribe, bell notification, thumbs up. You know what to do. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about these deals. The $40 PS3 lot, $40 for those 3 bangers Super Nintendo games. And the Mighty Final Fight, Mega Man X, like, I feel like games like the Ninja Gaiden 2, I would have been more excited about, but there's just stuff that's overshadowing it. But all of the stuff that I got for this pickup as video has made me pretty excited to have it. These games are all great. And, yeah, that's it. You know the drill. Like, subscribe, thumbs up, leave a comment, and bell notification. Yep. And that's all I got, guys. Psycho out.